Most lies don't collapse because of evidence. They collapse because of pressure. There's a moment, subtle but powerful, when a liar realizes you're getting too close to the truth. And in that exact moment, something changes in the way they speak. It's not always obvious. It's not always dramatic. But it's consistent. When someone feels exposed, their brain shifts into defense mode, and that defense often leaks through one specific type of response. In this video, we're going to break down the exact phrase pattern liars use when they feel cornered and why it reveals more than they intend. If you enjoy psychology-based insights like this, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment your thoughts, and turn on notifications. It helps the channel grow and allows us to keep bringing you deeper behavioral breakdowns. Now, let's begin. When a liar feels exposed, their first instinct is not to confess, it's to protect. The human brain reacts to social threat almost the same way it reacts to physical danger. When someone senses that their lie is about to be uncovered, their nervous system activates. You might notice a subtle pause, a slight tightening around the eyes, a micro-hesitation before answering. That's not randomness. That's cognitive load increasing. In that moment, the liar is no longer focused on the story. They're focused on survival. And survival mode changes language. Instead of responding naturally, they begin responding strategically. Their tone shifts slightly. Their rhythm becomes controlled, and that's when the phrase appears, not by accident, but by defense. When someone feels cornered, their language becomes less spontaneous. You'll notice they stop speaking fluidly. Instead of natural conversation, their answers start sounding constructed. They may repeat your question before answering. They may add unnecessary clarifications. They may slow down just enough to buy time. This is not confidence, it's calculation. In high-pressure moments, the brain redirects energy from creativity to control. That's why their sentences become cleaner, sharper, and slightly over-explained. It feels intentional because it is. They are no longer trying to communicate. They are trying to manage perception, and perception management always leaves a trace, not in what they say, but in how they say it. When a liar feels exposed, one of the most common phrases they use is this: "Why would I lie about that?" On the surface, it sounds reasonable. It sounds defensive, but logical. But notice what just happened. Instead of answering the question directly, they redirected it back to you. This phrase shifts the focus away from facts and toward motive. It subtly implies that your suspicion is irrational. It's not an explanation. It's a reframing, and reframing is powerful. Because once the conversation moves from evidence to intention, the emotional balance changes. Now you're defending your doubt, and they're no longer defending their story. That's not accidental. It's strategic. When someone says, "Why would I lie about that?" don't rush to defend yourself. That's exactly the trap. The moment you start explaining why your suspicion makes sense, the power dynamic shifts. Instead, stay calm. Don't answer their question. Repeat yours, ask it slightly differently, or narrow it down. Because when you remove the emotional layer and return to specifics, the strategy weakens. Liars rely on emotional deflection. They need you to justify your doubt. But truth doesn't require you to defend your perception. If their answer was real, it wouldn't need reframing. And when you calmly bring the conversation back to facts, you'll often see the shift again. The pause, the tension, the calculation, that's when clarity begins. When a liar realizes the reframing didn't work, something else shifts. Control begins to slip. You may notice their tone becomes sharper or suddenly softer. They might attempt humor or escalate frustration. These shifts aren't random. They're attempts to regain emotional control of the conversation. Because once their deflection fails, they feel exposed again. And exposure creates discomfort. At that point, they often try one of two things. They either attack your credibility, or they minimize the importance of the issue. Both strategies serve the same purpose: to move the spotlight away from themselves. But here's what's important. The more they try to redirect, the clearer the pattern becomes. And when patterns repeat, the truth stops hiding. It starts surfacing. Lies don't collapse because you argue better. They collapse because pressure exposes patterns. When someone says, "Why would I lie about that?" it's rarely about logic. It's about control. Control of perception, control of emotion, control of the spotlight. And once you understand that shift, you stop reacting emotionally. You start observing. You stop defending your doubt. You start analyzing behavior. Because truth doesn't panic under clarity. Only deception does. The more calm you remain, the more visible the pattern becomes, and patterns reveal more than words ever will. If this breakdown helped you see behavior differently, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with someone who needs it. Watch our next video and explore the others on the channel. We're building a space focused on real psychological insight, and your support keeps that growing.